Welcome to the Big Talk podcast, where we chat all things business and personal development related, totally unfiltered and unscripted. I'm your host, Amanda Davies, and I'm here to help you transform into the leader you were born to be, stand apart from the competition, and most importantly, share your message with the world in a big, big way. Are you ready? Welcome once again to Big Talk. Hey guys, welcome back to this week's episode of the podcast. And as always, I am super excited to be here with you again this week and sharing more information about a really important topic. And it's a topic that kind of flies under the radar a little bit as we're looking to build our online coaching businesses, our online wellness businesses, or therapeutic businesses. This comes up a lot for people, okay? So I want to kind of talk about this today. It's certainly something that comes up a lot for my clients when we first start working together, and also it pops up a lot on discovery calls as well. So I've really noticed some patterns around this that I want to share with you. And this topic that comes up, that's sort of this under the radar topic, is all around influence, all right? So influence, how do you show up as the leader? What influence do you have over not only your clients, but also your leads, but also people in your community as well? What does that really look like? And why even bother to cultivate and create influence? Because quite often what I see, particularly as people are just sort of getting going with building their online business, yes, they know that they need clarity. Yes, they know they need a strategy. But often the missing piece that people don't know they need is all around this influence and how you're showing up and positioning yourself in what is a really busy online marketplace these days. All right. So I want to kind of give this topic a voice today. I want to share with you a little bit about what I've noticed with influence. I want to talk a little bit about what other experts are saying about influence and why you should even care. All right. But honestly, guys, this is quite often the missing piece when it comes to creating that incredible business success, yes, but also that sort of presence and that impact that I know you really want to create as an awesome business owner, as someone who is here to do big things and have a great impact on the world as well. All right. So let's just start off by just kind of highlighting what a lack of influence or a lack of that real incredible presence really looks like. Okay. Because I want to kind of get you guys to really feel and conceptualize this and see, obviously, if any of it rings true for you too. But quite often when I speak to people on, say, for example, a discovery call, yes, all roads sort of lead back to booking clients and booking leads and making sales. But quite often what I hear from people is that they're attracting the wrong type of client. Maybe these are the people that are just sort of the tire kickers, the ones that are interested but not committed. All right. These are the ones that sort of throw all of the excuses at you around why now's not the right time, or why they don't, why they're going through a house move and suddenly, they can't kind of commit to working with you now or solving the problem that is so pervasive in their life. Or maybe you're just attracting the wrong type of client entirely. And so the automatic assumption in this case is, well, I just need to get better at lead generation. I just need to get more specific with my targeting, with my ads and whatnot. And that may be the case, but I'm willing to bet there's something else going on beneath the surface here. Perhaps you hear those same old excuses like I can't afford it, or I need to think about it, or I need to go speak to my dog's hairdresser's auntie about whether or not this is the right next step for me. Okay. So again, kind of all roads leading back to the wrong type of client or the wrong type of prospect that's getting onto the phone with you. Maybe you even panic discount on the phone. Have you ever done that? You've been on a discovery call and it gets to the part where you need to talk about your offer and whether it's the right fit. And maybe you just kind of panic and you reduce the price suddenly, or you sort of say, well, just have a think, and it's, no pressure whatsoever. And it's just like, because you're still sort of wobbly yourself on what you're really offering, your pricing, and maybe, if you're honest, you're kind of unclear about what that true transformational value is that you offer. All right, maybe you feel like you don't have the goods or the knowledge or the experience to really back it up. And what's happening is that you are wobbling on your confidence and your certainty on those discovery calls. Maybe you are, just straight up struggling to get visible or put yourself out there online or whatever channels you use on social media. Maybe you're just really kind of struggling to put yourself out there. You're afraid of being seen on video. You're afraid to approach people or to ask for the sale. Maybe you're just kind of like, I don't know what to say today. I don't know what to do. Maybe you've got some kind of fear of judgment or failure of being truly seen as who you are. Okay. Maybe you show up in a way that's just not quite who you want to be. Maybe you're carrying forward like some kind of an old corporate persona. If you worked in the corporate world before, maybe you think, well, I need to be uber polished and uber professional, and I can't swear and I can't show who I really am, and I can't kind of like whatever it is to you. Maybe you're still feeling like you're having to put on a bit of a mask in your business. All right. So I'm going to talk about this a bit more in a sec. Maybe you know that you need to be stepping forward into the identity of the successful CEO, okay? That person who has an incredible business, who calls the shots, who makes the decisions, but also has the amazing impact and is really doing the work that you were born to do. But energetically, again, something just isn't aligning. Something isn't aligning, whether it's your offer or whether it is something else. There's just something that's not quite working. Does any of that sound familiar to you? Because I know that it comes up a lot. Some kind of a combination of those issues come up a lot for people, particularly on discovery calls. So the really interesting thing is, if we were to kind of step back from this just for a minute and really look at what do a lot of the online gurus and experts say about building this influence, building this authority, really positioning yourself in the marketplace. A lot of the experts talk about, and they default to this whole concept of, well, you got to build the know, like, and trust factor with your audience. At the end of the day, people are going to buy from someone that they know, they're going to buy from someone that they trust, and someone that they like. How often do we hear this advice? Now, look, what I am not saying is that that's not important. Of course it is. Of course, people need to understand your services. They need to trust you. But here's what I do know, all right? I know that focusing too much on the know, like, and trust factor is actually taming you into being who you think you need to be to make a sale or to have a successful online business, instead of really empowering you to make money and cultivate success based on who you really are. No masks, all right? Showing up as you, selling what you want to sell. And so really for me, it's not so much about the know, like, and trust factor and all of that. It's like, actually, it's about tapping into this authentic leadership and this influence with integrity. All right. This is really, really important. Okay. So what it all starts with is this through line of confidence in yourself and your message and your offerings, your pricing, your sales process. Every piece of that, every piece of your business, although it may be a bit out of your comfort zone, like sales, for example, every piece of it needs to feel 100% aligned. That is something I know for sure. And you need to feel 100% confident in what you're offering. You need to feel confident in your message, your core message. Like, what are you saying to people every single day when you show up online? Does that feel good to you? Or are you shaving the edges off, and are you watering yourself down because you think, oh gosh, I don't want to kind of offend anybody? Yeah. So hand on heart, get really honest about where you're at with your confidence and your certainty in your business. Because when you start to create confidence in what you're selling and your pricing, you start to feel more certain. Okay. You're certain about the sort of results that you can help people achieve. You're certain about the fact that people are going to get an incredible experience when they work with you. You're certain that your pricing feels really good and it's going to excite you, but it's also going to help hold people. It's going to help people stay accountable to the process too. You feel certain in all of this. All right. This isn't about being perfect, but that certainty is going to be felt by people. Okay. When they jump on a phone call with you, or when they read one of your posts or watch one of your videos. So this whole authentic leadership and influence and this integrity really starts with this through line of confidence in every single piece of your business. Okay. It also really starts by showing up in your truth and speaking to your audience in a way that matters most. So let's break this down a little bit, because everyone talks about, oh, you got to speak your truth, speak your truth. What does that actually mean? Okay. Speaking your truth is about you showing up and quite simply talking about what really excites you, what motivates you, what makes you feel incredibly lit up when you do a post about it. Is the reason why you're not showing up, this is a side note, but is the reason why you're not showing up in your business because you're just not kind of feeling it. You're not feeling your message. You're not feeling your niche. You're not feeling clear about what you offer. You have got to feel your message. You really do. And speaking to your audience in that way that matters most to you, guess what? It's going to matter to them. It's not going to matter to everybody, and that's okay because they're not your people. But it's about captivating those hearts and minds through your words and through your message by you showing up and speaking and being 100% aligned and in your truth, okay? Rather than spitting out a message, right, that your business coach told you to convey, or worse, actually copying your business coach or another person, another coach in the field. This happens so often. And it's like, oh my God, I see these people who work with these coaches for 6 months and they come out like a carbon copy of their coach. It's like, no, we don't need another Amanda. We don't need another you. We need you to be showing up as you. Okay. We don't want your clients copying you either. Like, this is about really understanding what is your truth. And I can't answer that for you, but I can certainly help you get back in touch with and reconnect to that. Okay. The third part is really about demonstrating you have a compelling approach to your work. Okay. A compelling approach, not something that's just all samey and like generic and like, oh, I can kind of help you do this if you just want to feel a bit better about your life. No, it's about what is compelling about what you do and how can you create content that people really crave. So again, moving away from that know, like, and trust factor and just inspiring people, which is lovely, but it's like, what are people really craving right now? And that isn't just necessarily to feel hopeful and inspired. Maybe people are craving truth. Maybe people are craving a way to see things differently. Maybe people are craving a challenge. Okay. So it's about, what do people crave, not just from those light, beautiful, inspiring aspects, but what are people craving on a shadow level? What are they really craving in terms of their subconscious? What do they need to hear? Maybe they don't want to hear it, but what do they need to hear in order to be successful in whatever area of their life that you help them with? The fourth thing I would say about this authentic leadership and influence piece is not being afraid to call out the BS that you see in your industry. And this isn't calling anybody out necessarily, but it's about being able to show up again in a loving and compassionate way and talk about the things that you disagree with in your industry. So for example, if you are a holistic wellness coach, what is it about the traditional ways of helping people achieve wellness? It just ain't working for them. Conventional wisdom is always wrong. Otherwise, we wouldn't have the problems that we have today in the world. So don't be afraid to call out the stuff, the ideas, the meta narratives, the stories that are in your industry, because actually your way of doing things is different. Your way of doing things is going to inspire people, hold up the mirror to people, make them a little bit uncomfortable when they need to be. Okay. Because if you are just wanting to go out there and offer something that everyone else is offering and be a really generic kind of a coach or business owner, it's like, you're never going to make a move to call out some of the stuff that you see. And frankly, it's like, we're doing people a disservice if we know something to be true, if we know that something that someone is peddling is just total crap. Again, it's not about calling out the person, but it's about calling out the approach or the idea or the concept as being BS. All right. This is what leaders do. This is what authentic leaders do. And it's not from a spammy, slimy marketing perspective. It's from the perspective of truth telling, powerfully showing up in your message to tell the truth and to share with people what's actually going on and what they actually need to know. The fifth thing around developing authentic leadership and influence is about cultivating. You've probably kind of picked this up as I've gone through this, but It's about cultivating a really deep understanding of your audience at the psychological level, the emotional level, and the energetic and spiritual levels too. What are people craving on those levels, and how can we meet them there? All right. How can we meet them there? This isn't just about doing another bloody client avatar exercise. You know, are they mums or dads, and how old are they, and where do they shop, and what's her name? And like, no, this is really about understanding like what's really driving people here. What are they moving away from? What are they moving towards? What's missing in people's souls right now? Okay. And actually not being afraid to speak to people at that level. This is so powerful. And you can see here as well, some people, they're not going to be ready for this level of messaging. They're not going to be ready for it. And that's okay. You're going to plant some seeds. They'll come back later, or they might be like, I can't stand her, but whatever. You're going to be polarizing people in this place. This is what creates influence. This is what creates true leadership. Okay. You're not afraid to take a stand for something. What do you stand for? What do you stand against? And I'll loop this right back to that very first point that I spoke about, which is confidence. Creating that confidence and that certainty in yourself and what you offer, so you can be a little more polarizing in your message. So you're not afraid to call out the BS. So you can hold up a loving mirror to people and give them what they crave beyond the inspiration, giving them what they crave in terms of those core truths. The mirror held up. What is it that you're not seeing? How can you give people a shift in perspective? Right? This is really powerful stuff, guys, because at the end of the day, you're not for everyone. And the way that you develop influence is not by being for everyone. It's about being for the people that you're meant to be for. Knowing that there are going to be people that just cannot stand you, don't like your message, don't like the way you look, don't like the way you speak, don't like what you're about. But then you'll also have incredible fans as well who will refer people to you, who will promote your message, who again are just like, oh my gosh, like this is exactly what I needed to hear today. Thank you. All right. So this isn't about developing influence by being for everybody and getting into that kind of icky FOMO, fear of missing out type energy. So I'm just going to water myself down and, you know, be really vanilla for everybody. No, it's about standing for something. And the reason why this works so beautifully is because if we kind of trace it all back to those core metrics in your business, you know, lead flow, client flow, cash flow, you showing up as you developing this powerful influence means that ultimately you're going to create a connection with the right people and you're going to repel the wrong people. What does that mean? It's going to mean easier sales. It's going to mean that you get to sell without really selling. Okay. It's just going to be so much more effortless for you because you're not trying to be in that weird energy of convincing people to like you or to buy from you. You just start to magnetize the right clients to you. Okay. It's going to compel those dream clients to want to work with you now. You know, this isn't something that they've got to go away and think about for 12 months. It's like, no, actually, I need this now. I get why you're different. I get why you can help me. I can feel your certainty in this too. Okay. I feel connected to you. That instantly creates the trust anyway. It's not just about being this vanilla, know-y, likey, trusty type person on someone's Instagram feed. Actually, it's like, God, you're speaking to the right people. You're separating yourself from the competition. You're not just that commodity, that generic life coach or that generic therapist that people can go and shop around on. It's like people need to work with you because they see you. You are the brand, my friend. You really are. Okay, as much as you may resist that for the time being, as much as you may think, oh, well, no, it's not about me. No, it's not about you, but it is about you showing up as the best leader you can be, the best coach, the best therapist that you can be, and calling out to the right people who genuinely need what you've got. This is the thing. It's like people need what you've got. So you presenting this kind of vanilla, watered down version of yourself is like not helping people. Okay. It really isn't. So we need to magnetize the right people to you, the ones that you can really help. Okay. It's also going to work to remove some of those visibility blocks as well that I spoke about earlier, because when we're still hiding because we're not sure of our message and what we stand for, and we're still a little bit unclear on our offers, and a bit like with our pricing, and our sales calls are abysmal, like, people, we're going to hide because we don't sort of feel confident, right? And we don't feel certain in ourselves, and people are going to kind of feel that. And you're just going to kind of stay hiding, and it's going to become this self-fulfilling prophecy, because you're going to stay hiding, and then less people will find you, and then you're going to be like, oh my God, see, no one likes what I do, I'm going to hide some more. All right. And you'll get stuck in this kind of hiding sort of pattern and this hiding cycle. What we really want is for you to clear some of those blocks away, find and connect to that through line of confidence and certainty. Okay. Start holding a mirror up to things that you're seeing. Okay, getting that clarity that you need, because what that's going to do is allow potential clients to pick up on your true vibe, your true character, not just the mask that some generic business coach told you to slap on because that's what's going to make more sales. No, it's about you showing up in the full spectrum, the full color spectrum of who you are. Okay, this is really important because people want to buy from people, particularly in this space. If you had some kind of big company that was producing widgets, fine, it's a different conversation. But most of the people who follow me, the majority of them are solopreneurs. You are the brand. Okay. So we need people to see you, but we need them to see you in a way that feels true and feels amazing to you, that you feel confident and comfortable showing up that way too. All right. Because ultimately, when all is said and done, when we boil all of this down, it's about you being able to remove those masks and those identities that you've built up as armor. Okay. You've built that stuff up as armor, or that's the stuff that you've been told you need to do in order to be successful, or, and all of the old stories that we carry around that too. But it's like you being able to remove all of that. Okay. Because when you do, that's when you really get to experience joy. Joy. You're going to be able to tap into that pure creative potential and energy. And that's ultimately when you start to see those next level results in your business. That's when you can start to pour into some of the channels that you've created, or the strategies and the systems. Like, that stuff's just there to support you. It's just a channel. But what it needs is you fueling it with your incredible potential and energy. Okay, you showing up as the leader that you're here to be. You showing up as you're in the full spectrum of who you are, saying what you want to say. Because it's those channels that then obviously funnel that message out and get it in front of people. Instagram, it's just a channel. Your Facebook ads, it's just a channel. Your marketing funnel, it's just a channel. They're just strategies, okay, tools that you can use. But if you fill those funnels with garbage, if you fill those funnels with watered down, like, oh, nicey, oh, please pick me type energy and vibes, your results are going to reflect that at the end of the day. So this is something this is a topic I'm so passionate about. And it's something that we really work on in my Thrive Mastermind as well with my clients. We spend a lot of time really looking at this, because yes, we teach you all the smart stuff. Yes, we teach you the funnels and the strategies and all of that sort of stuff. But as I said, if that funnel is filled with garbage, if that's just filled with this milky kind of whatever, that's no good. All right. So what we need to do is really look at this stuff first. And I always start here with my clients. All right. So whether you are brand new to business or whether you've been in business for a little while, actually, the steps that we kind of need to go through are very, very similar. We need to get you feeling really clear, really confident, creating that certainty in what you're offering, yes, and your business and what you stand for, but in yourself. And so this is where we go way beyond, the mindset stuff, the affirmations and like that's all good. But what we need to do is really get into who are you? What is your unique message? Because you have a message that no one else has. What is that for you? How can we start to tap into that? What is it that you really want to say? What are you holding back right now? Let's go through an entire process around that. This is what I do with my clients, but to get to the truth of who you are. How can we differentiate you from your competitors? We all have competitors, and that's okay. But what we need to do is make sure that you're really clear about what you stand for. Then we need to look at your messaging. What's the messaging that we need to create? And how can we start to create that in a way that feels really good and really potent and really powerful and juicy to you first? And then, because guess what? When you're feeling it, that's when your people are going to start feeling it too. Yeah. Then of course, we're going to look at your lead flow. We're going to look at your funnels. We're going to look at your ads. We're going to look at your marketing strategies and your sales and all of that sort of stuff, right? But honestly, this is the key. Understanding yourself as a leader, developing that authenticity as a leader, creating and cultivating that incredible influence. Okay. So this is honestly, I'm so excited about this topic. As I said, it's something I could talk about all day, all day, every day. All right. But look, if you are ready to discover a little bit more about how this could apply to you and your business, I don't know your business. Obviously, I don't understand where your particular challenges are or where your blocks are, for example. So, let's jump onto a breakthrough call this week. Let's talk it out. All right. You're going to be speaking with me personally. We'll speak for 40 minutes. It's a completely free call. All right. Just to get really clear on, well, what are the challenges and what are the blocks that are coming up for you right now? And then where do you want to be? And put a plan in place. We'll help you put a plan in place to get there. If that involves working together, fantastic. We can talk about what that looks like too. And you'll get all of the information in advance around my courses and pricing and things like that too. So you can have a look and see what feels good to you. But frankly, if there's something else you need, or you're not ready to do the work, or whatever it happens to be, I'm very happy to point you in the right direction and give you some next steps as well. Okay. So either way, you win. Okay. So you got literally nothing to lose. So the way that you go about booking one of those calls, there will be a link in the show notes or the description around this episode, or you can just simply go to lightpurposeliving.com/talk. And you'll be taken to my personal calendar. You can find a time that works for you. There'll be some questions, obviously, to fill in before the call too, just to make sure we can hit the ground running. But I would love to chat to you about this. I really would. Honestly, guys, this is an absolute game changer, this piece of the puzzle, and would love to talk to you a little bit more about how it applies to you and your circumstances as well. All right. So have an amazing day. Thank you so much for tuning in as always, and we'll talk very soon. Bye. Thanks so much for tuning in to the Big Talk podcast today. If you have enjoyed this episode, then please do leave us a review and share it with your friends. For further information about our programs and free content, head on over to lightpurposeliving.com. See you soon.